Hello and welcome back to the Sorare Lounge, hosted by the Sorare Thursday Club, Santé. If you were looking for two middle-aged men who like to collect and talk about digital JPEGs, then you have arrived at the correct destination. My name is Ricky, and my Sorare alter ego is a Sorare Mamba, and I am joined by my co-host, the man who lived in the world's first book town, the Kobe Bryant to my Shaquille O'Neal, the artist who may soon be known as the #1 Everton collector in the world once again, full-time duck lover, bread shagger, and the lighter of the beacons of Gondor. It's John Daw, aka DawNADO. And here, unfortunately, we refuse to DNP, and there's strictly no subs allowed at STC. And the last hot streak we did was through the gymnasium at university. So you are stuck with us for the next hour or so. And on that note, how are you this evening, sir?
I actually think that's your best intro you've done. That's really impressive, mate. Only thing I would say is there's no subs allowed unless you're subbing to the channel. So get subscribing.
You know what? It's so bad I like it.
Yeah, so bad I like it. If you're looking for crap dad jokes, this is your channel. Yeah, all good. Excited to talk about Sorare. Once again, it could be a positive one again. I know we're going to hear what's on the agenda. There could be a few debatable debates coming up, so we will see, but yeah, all good.
Nice. My Santé is strictly water today. I'm running a half marathon at the weekend, so you know,
that's impressive. Mine's also non-alcoholic because I have my first Vets League football match of the season, and also trying to not be a fat bastard. So
the perennial struggle, JPEGs and try not to be a fat bastard.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have to think about that for the next hour because we don't tend to snack during the show. But what we will do on tonight's show, we are going to choose our sides in the big Sorare subs discussion. We'll check on what Big Nic's been tweeting about and teasing us about. And we'll have our returning favourites, Who Am I quiz, Suck on Those Toffees, the State of Sorare, and the new feature, Super Tips of the Week. But before we get started, if I could throw out a little plea to our lovely viewers, if you could please drop a like, a subscribe, and all that vibe. It really means a lot to us, and we'd be super happy inside. And now the begging's out the way, we can get started. Before we get into the main juice of a podcast, you know, we always like to have our usual warm-up, 5 questions that are supposed to be quick fire to get your engine inside your little head revving in what is affectionately known around here as 5 and kicking. 5 and kicking. So here we go. We'll jump straight in. 5 questions. Question 1. This is a picture round. A picture that I have already prepared and had loaded up ready because I'm a fucking pro tonight. Here we go. Which is your favourite Premier League home kit of the season? And you cannot pick Everton.
Everton. Definitely Everton's.
For those keeping tabs, that is 3 minutes 40 to the first Everton mention of the podcast.
By you.
Quite slightly by us.
Okay. Do you know what? I'm going to go for Brighton. I like Brighton's kit. I like any sort of striped kit. I think it kind of brings the old school vibes. But yeah, I like Brighton. I went to uni in Brighton as well, so I've got a bit of affection for them. But yeah, I'll go for Brighton.
Gonna go for Brighton. Nice. I'd probably go. I do like an orange kit. Just, you know, they appeal to me. Wolves is quite nice. Palace one's kind of funky, and the Chelsea one's kind of a vibe as well. So
they're all a bit. I mean, now you've got them on the screen there. They are a bit dull, aren't they? All of them, really. Let's be honest. Like, it'd be good. You remember the good old days where they were kind of garish, but kind of cool as well. You know, something like that Bristol City goal. Is it a goalkeeper stop or a training top behind you? Like something like that. You don't see much like that in a normal standard home kit these days. So maybe like a third kit or whatever. Maybe it polarizes too many people, but
yeah. Yeah, it's not like the Fiorentina Nintendo shirt or something like that. Something really cool. Something that really stands out. Fun sponsor. Yeah, they are a bit basic, actually. Yeah, fuck it. Fuck you, Premier League. I'm disappointed. That is... do better.
Do better.
Don't worry. When Bristol City get promoted this season, we'll have glorious goalkeeper kits like this.
Also, how bad is it? I've heard of Boyle Sports. I think it's a betting company, right? But it's just such a crap sponsor. Boyle Sports. Boyle. Boyle's not a good word, is it?
Yeah. I mean, if you look, we've got Net 88, BJ 88. Like,
It gets people talking at least, you know.
Steak.
But boil sports.
There's a lot of gambling knocking around, isn't it? Maybe I'm being subliminally influenced all the time.
Yeah, that's
Did
true.
open a new American Express this week and then drank 4
It's
cans of
changing,
Red
isn't
Bull.
it? It's changing in the next, I think it's the next 18 months or 2 years. They have to phase out gambling sponsors on football shirts. They have to by law. So
stop gambling, start Sorare-ing.
Yeah.
Stop gambling.
Not gambling.
Till it gets to the courts. All right. Well done. You did.
That was nice. That was nice and quick fire, right?
You did give a quick fire answer, and I it's my fault. I carried it on, so I'll take the blame for that. Question 2. Big Nic has been on our X spheres on our X timelines, suggesting new leagues on Twitter. Here was his suggestions, followed by my reply. From the 3 he suggested, put them in order of your favorite, of your ranking: Serie A, Brasileira, and Super League.
Well, I put Serie A top. I used to love Serie A. I've talked about it before on the channel. I love Italian football. Reminds me of being young, watching it on Channel 5 or whatever it was on back in the day. Yeah, and obviously I know they've covered a lot of Serie A teams and what over the years, but they've sort of lost more and more coverage of the teams, haven't they? So it'd be nice to have that back. I'll go Superliga as the next one. I've always been partial to a little cheeky Turkish player. I did have a little Besiktas stack that I formed last year that did absolutely horrific constantly. But I've always liked a Turkey player, and it feels like a league where you can, if you can get a player, like a really good player from Galatasaray, Fenerbahce, like it gives you that vibe that they could be an absolute, like, amazing scorer on Sorare if you can really hit that jackpot. And then I'll go for Brazilian league last. Don't really know a huge amount about Brazilian league. I know there's a lot of good Brazilian football teams. Some of them did really well at the Club World Cup, didn't they? But it's not a league I follow, and it's not a league we're able to watch much because it's overnight. So I'll go for that.
Okay, and if you got to pick an other, would it be the Championship, and why?
Well, yes, I followed suit. I also went through and liked all the people that said Championship as well. So I'm trying to get Nicholas to notice. So
it's a good idea. I'll do it live while we're talking about it.
So I also mentioned Championship on there. We've talked about a lot on the channel, and I don't support a Championship team. I support Everton. It was looking like there might be a Championship team a few years ago, but they're not. But I just think it'd be so good for the game to have the Championship in. Bring a lot of English punters in, and English punters love a gamble, which isn't what happens on Sorare.
Yep, and the Premier League is a massive part of Sorare, and that's where 3 teams drop out of each year, and then they get promoted and relegated to the league. We've got second divisions. Let's get the best second division.
Yeah, I mean, we still get we've always had the coverage, right? So at least we have the coverage for the league, so it doesn't completely kill you if a team gets relegated. But it would be cool. I saw someone mention, like, even if they just produce 6 or 7 teams again, like they did that 1 year, was the first. Like, even that would sort of gauge a bit of interest, wouldn't it? And people would start looking at classic cards that had maybe gone to Championship teams. Like, I've got loads of Championship cards that I've picked up over the years because they get so much midweek utility with the 46 games in the season. So, yeah.
I love putting a Championship team out each season, each game week, although we're running out of places to put it, having to use like an all-star lineup on it. It's not great, but worth it. I like Turkey because it's got random gems in it and it's quite easy to get information about. Then I'd have Syria and I'd have Brazil, although I don't mind it. It's tough to get reliable information on, so that would be last for me. And obviously Andre Onana plays in Super League, who's the best goalkeeper on Sorare.
Oh, not this shit again.
Okay, question 3.
Okay.
Pay attention.
Oh God.
Would you rather get £100 for every pizza you ate, or £100 for every hour-long workout you do? And just to clarify, this has to be a serious workout and an average or above sized pizza.
So effectively paid to get fat or paid to get fit. that's what we're looking at there. Can Can I split it and do £50 per pizza? £50 per.
You can't have half pizza and go for a jog. No.
Oh shit. Okay.
I can take.
And is it from now? It doesn't backdate.
No.
Because I used to do a lot more exercise.
You get thousands of pounds into your account.
Are we counting golf as exercise?
No, it's a serious hour workout that has to get signed off by a PT as being.
Surely football counts, though, right?
No.
Fuck off.
A workout.
You've seen how much I run on a foot pitch. I run like 12k a game.
Season.
Yeah, season. Yeah. Oh shit. Okay. Well, that changes everything. If you'd asked me when I was 15, I'd say £100 per exercise. But now I'm 35, middle-aged, fat, dat bod. I'll go per pizza, please.
Okay, pizza. Yeah, I'd probably do about 3 pizzas a week. So I probably wouldn't get too tired of that. I could probably do 3 pizzas a week. That's about £1,200 extra a month. You know, sensible. Just like
you could buy a gym membership for that, or buy like a tummy tuck. You know.
Yeah, because if you do too many pizzas, then you're just going to have to work out to balance the pizza anyway. So yeah, that's what I'm going for. I'm going pizza, but I'm going as it like an addition to my life rather than my main income. There you go. So 2 people have picked pizzas.
Good one.
Thanks, mate.
Pizza's the fucking best as well.
Pizza is best. Can't say no to pizza. Rank these 4 football managers from 1 to 4 in order of how good you think they'd be at Sorare. Jose Mourinho, Alex Ferguson, David Moyes, Gareth Southgate. I love you've really given it some thought, haven't you?
I'm just trying to think about. I think you got to go Sir Alex number 1.
Yeah. He'd just buy all the best cards from his competitors, wouldn't he?
Difficult to deny that he is top 3, if not the top manager of all time in football, which is annoying. I'd go for Moyes second. Longevity, like he's a legend. He's got grey hair, but we don't care. David Moyes, what a legend. Can't think of any other reason for why he'd be good at Sorare other than I bloody love the man. So we'll go for that. I'm going to go for. It's a tough one. You got the chaos of Mourinho, but the special ability, or the slightly dull vanilla Gareth Southgate, but players love him. I think I'll go Southgate third. You know, just because I've got a lot of affection for Southgate. He reunited the nation, didn't he? It felt when he was in charge of England. I know it sort of went a bit stale at the end, but I've never supported England as much as when Southgate was in charge of England, I think.
Okay.
Personally, and then I'll go Mourinho last just because he's just a bit too fucking chaos, isn't he? He's kind of... His novelty wore off about 7 or 8 years ago, in my opinion. He's just too much.
Now though. Okay, so you went Fergie, Moyes, Southgate, Mourinho. I'd go Fergie first, who just buys all the best cards. Southgate second. He'd use all his pocket money on every promo, but you get too nervous to like make the big purchase, but ultimately stop him getting over the line. I'd have Mourinho. He'd love it, but he'd be on X all day slagging the product, wouldn't he? Tagging Big Nic, saying "fuck you, go fuck yourself," and he'd have loads of support tickets in, begging for reward swaps and stuff. But ultimately, he would play all the time, so he'd probably be third. And then Moisey last because he'd just be stuck with all the shit Cat 220 players that no one wants, and he'd just be happy with the first hot streak.
Go fuck yourself. How about that?
Maybe I'd set that whole question up just to get a dig in at Moisey.
Yeah, I can see that.
Thought it all through.
That's the last time I took you to an Everton match, you bastard.
That was question 4. Fergie comes out on top. Question 5. Best European teams of all time. I'm going to give you 2, and you're going to pick which one you want, and then they go against the next competitor, whichever one survives until you end up with 1.
Okay, I like it.
So first up, Dortmund or Celtic?
Celtic.
Celtic or Ajax?
Ajax.
Ajax or Atletico Madrid?
Ajax.
Ajax or Porto?
Ajax.
Ajax or Inter Milan? Quick.
Ajax. It's Ajax, right? We're saying it wrong. Ajax.
We say everything wrong on this. We butcher pronunciations. It's our thing. Ajax or AC Milan?
AC Milan.
AC Milan or Man City?
You cut out there. What did you say? AC Milan or who?
Man City.
AC Milan.
AC Milan or Juventus?
I'm going to go Juventus.
Juventus or Man United?
Juventus.
Wanker. Juventus or Barcelona?
Barcelona.
Barcelona or Liverpool?
Barcelona.
Barcelona or Bayern Munich?
Barcelona.
Barcelona or Real Madrid?
What? So the overall heading was just European club, not like Champions League, just best European club.
Yeah.
I'll go Barcelona.
Oh, Barcelona, hold on. They beat off 4 giants at the end.
Real Madrid obviously won more Champions Leagues, but I can't look past Messi. Messi's the best player of all time, in my opinion. He's just incredible. So I'm just going for him.
Okay. Should have picked into Miami then. Barcelona win your European heavyweights shout out clash.
There's some close ones in there, though. Ajax and Inter was like,
Ajax.
I don't know.
Yeah. Apologies to anyone who supports them, who has to listen to us. All right, that was 5 and kicking. Quick fire 5 questions to get the podcast started. Next up, every time. But I think I'm starting to take the piss. My questions aren't very quick fire anymore, but you know.
Yeah, they were good ones. They were good ones tonight.
Thanks, mate. Next up, we all bask in the loving glow of the start of Sorare 26, but small cracks have started to appear during the international break. So next, we check in with the State of Sorare. State of Sorare, where we give a number from 1 to 10, stating how you are currently feeling about Sorare as a whole right now. I believe last time out I was an 8.5 and you were 8.8, so absolutely flying. Can we keep it up? That's what she said. Do you want to go first or me?
I don't mind going first. I think I'll start with saying, is that sentence is a tale as old as time, isn't it? Sorare started on a massive high. People lose their minds in the first international break and start bitching and whining. It's literally every year it happens.
Next year, they've just announced it's going to be an extra long international break, isn't there? In the first,
yeah, they have, but they've changed it. It's like 5 or 6 weeks into the season rather than 3 weeks in. So at least we get 5 or 6 weeks of joy.
Batten down the hatches when that turns up. You won't kind of.
Yeah. So State of Sorare. I'm still loving Sorare. I'm definitely still, positive, really positive about it. I don't have any issues with anything Sorare are doing from internally. I like all the announcements. I like everything. I'm taking in the general feel of people talking about Sorare as well, and I'm getting fucking sick of this sub chat. It's pissing me off. So that's going to lead me to just stick at 8.8. I'm not going any higher. I'm not going any lower. Sorare themselves have done nothing wrong. I'm sick of all the whining. I'm sick of all the whining. DNP. I mean, we'll probably get into it later, right?
We're gonna get into it.
We're gonna get into it. You think you can probably tell from the way I'm talking is I'm not into subs really. I mean, I don't really care if they're included. It doesn't really affect me, but I just
this is like the main topic of the podcast, so let's not get into it.
Okay, sorry. I'm not sure. I'll decide later. But yeah, that's leading to me to be a little bit annoyed with Sorare at the moment. However, I'm still loving everything. I'm loving the first couple of weeks we've had of the championship competition. I really love long form comps that we've talked about before. We've done some great crafting in the last few weeks. We've won some decent prizes, haven't we? So we're still doing well. Still having a really good time. Would love a bit of Sorare data back. Still not happy with how difficult it is to see scores. I want to see my players' scores that I haven't put in lineups. I want to be able to easily see that. Sorare, if you're watching, I presume you watch the show every week. I don't want to have to scroll through my players manually and look if they're playing football. I want it to just be clear, obvious, like it was on Sorare data. It was so good. But yeah, overall, still really good. 8.8.
Staying on 8.8. Right, for me, yeah, I still don't like how the game week, following your game week, It's just not as fun as it was when you had
Yeah.
Sorare data. It's not as easy. But I do love crafting. I'm still enjoying comps and Sorare as a whole. Slight down for me in the power rankings. I've been on holiday and we've had the international break, so haven't been as engaged in the same boring Twitter debates arising that we always have. So just a little bit more disengaged in the hot start to the season. But I am excited to build my teams again for this game week, fill in those, like making some random purchases to fill in the holes that are actually just crap cards that won't win me anything. You know, fill in some holes. That's what she said.
I knew that was going to come. I knew that. I mean, that's what she said as well, what I just said. I also have another point, actually.
Yeah, your turn's finished.
Yeah, I know, but, I put my hand up, so that's fine.
Okay, go on then.
One thing I would say, and I don't think we've discussed it on the channel, is the daily missions that they've done during the international break were really good. They kept me engaged. I won a lot of essence. I think I won some credits. Like, it really did keep me engaged in that international break. I have a few international players, so I still have some teams going, but I think that's a really good feature. Obviously, it's credits, so they're kind of helping themselves because it means we've now got all these credits we need to spend, so we're going to be putting money in. But it feels like you're winning stuff, doesn't it? And I always want to buy cards off instant buy and auction anyway, so it just helps me out with that. So good job on that.
Okay. I'm going to knock them slightly as well because they didn't give me a warning that the wheel was about to end.
Yes.
So I lost 8 spins, and that annoyed me.
Yeah, that's a bit of shitter. I also didn't realise it was going to end, but as you all know, as soon as I get a spin, it's gone within 10 seconds. So
yeah, I was like, maybe I'll just save for a Tuesday and I'll record them when we do a prize show. But they were gone, and I was sad. So slight not for that. Also, I think I found that maybe I've completely saturated my brain of footballers after being on Sorare for 5 years. That there's no space left for new ones. That I can't learn any new players that have appeared on the platform. When you see the new cards in like craft and things like that, so I've never heard of any of these anymore. But like, go back to J League 2021, I know the whole league. It's like, Akashiwa, yeah, he was linked to go to Europe. Now he's here. Now he's got an ACL. I knew everything. Could have smashed J League 2021. Smashed it, didn't you? You definitely smashed it.
Smashed it.
Read that. But now, yeah, it's really hard. I just can't. Maybe I'm just getting old and I just can't remember as many players. But that's not really Sorare's fault. That's a bit of a time.
It's not Sorare's fault. You know what you need to do, mate? You need to just get some of that data in your head and put it in a zip file. Get it in there, bang, create some more storage space, and then you can go again,
Problem is we're old enough to a floppy disk, though.
That's what she said.
Whoa.
It's throwing me off track, that is.
7.8. That's what I was going to say. I have to give a number.
Still good, though.
Still good. Still really high for me. But since our last show, I've been on holiday and it's been a bit of a crap.
You're punishing Sorare for you going on holiday.
Well, the international break's not that great fun, is it, outside of the daily mission?
And you're punishing Sorare for the international fixtures. So that seems harsh, but we'll accept it.
Cover World Cup qualifying with a special tournament where I can win millions of pounds. 7.8, that's still really high for me. That's like nosebleed levels are high for me. 7.8, 8.8. That was a state of Sorare. We still got all the usual stuff to come. Who am I quiz? No, too many. Our new segment, Everton performance review. We're going to look at some Big Nic things, but first of all, let's just spend a little bit of time on the latest Sorare news. Let's go through the latest Sorare news. And there's not been too many big things announced by them anyway. We did the championship and we've done a few things like that. So I think we have to talk about the thing that everyone's talking about on X, even though I don't really like it. But, the DNPs and subs. Sorry to bring the mood down. We seem to be having a good time today. These MPs and subs, it really feels like it's the hot topic of the moment, probably because we've just had international break and then you come back into European midweek fixtures start straight on the back of Europe. So everyone's come back from all over the globe. And now some of them get rested for Champions League and stuff. So you get some big names out as well, which sort of stokes the fires. It seems like there's like proper battle lines this time of people who are proper pro subs or anti-subs, and they're firing cannons at each other.
He's polarized the nation.
Yeah, and like more than ever, it seems that people have drawn like a line in the sand and gone, "I'm on this team, you wank."
There'll be rallies in Westminster soon. I'm telling you now. People will be painting the freaking Sorare DNP thing on the roundabouts.
I've seen some proper arguments and people like heated when they're not on the same agreement, which I guess is what social media is. But I think it's a bit worse than I've seen it usually, less jovial. But we have to fill time with something on a podcast. So here we are. We're going to talk about it as well. So firstly, I understand both sides of the argument. I get both sides' reasons. And I think, valid points on both sides. I personally am team no subs. That's just personal preference. I prefer my fantasy football like that. Enter my teams. Some go down the shitter. Some sail on into majestic rewards land. Some players are out, which affects my competitors. So I might be able to leap above teams that would usually beat me. And it's the same for everyone. I think I've been on it 5 years now, so maybe DNPs don't wreck me like they did at the start. I'm not going to cry and not be able to sleep now when I've lost a reward because I do it every week. I'm kind of crap nowadays. So, yeah, maybe it just doesn't affect me as much anymore. That's my initial stance on subs. What's your initial? I mean,
well, we don't like to agree on this channel, but I think we agree on this. I just think it evens out over a season. Like you'll benefit from there being DNPs, and you'll what's the opposite to benefit? You'll anti-benefit to there being DNPs as well. And I there's not one person in the world that doesn't get pissed off when there's a DNP. I've been gutted before when I've had one player left to play and a really top score like in my grasps, and they've DNP'd. Like, I get it. I just personally think that it's not something we need. I don't like it because there's different levels of DNPs, in my opinion. There's DNPs that are completely random, no idea it was happened, and there's DNPs that like they were 50-50 anyway, or it's just after an international break, or there's a European fixture coming up. There's always going to be a certain element of risk. And if you're going to risk that player that has just come back from an international break where like he actually plays in like Turkey, but he's been playing in fucking Ecuador for the South American qualifiers the few days before, like it's a risk. Like you're going to have to just accept that you can start him. He can do really well. He might be an elite player in the Turkish division, say, but he might not play. And then there's random DNPs, which are the worst ones, which I think people want the solutions for those more than they want for.
Yeah. Like, I think we can rule out, like some people have been complaining that they've got a player that started as a sub.
Yeah.
And,
that's just part of the fucking, that's just part of the
subs bench. He's not a DNP, he's a sub.
Yeah.
Or if he comes on I still only get, they changed it to 35 if they come on subs. Yeah. That's a non-go. I think we can all agree.
It's like people have joined in that don't really understand the argument. Do you know what I mean? Like it's difficult to tell as well on X. Some people are just saying it as trying to be humorous. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh my God, this player. And then people are reacting to it. It's like, no, I was joking. Like, I clearly don't think that this player should have been. So it's just starting a whole hoo-ha. But yeah, what I'm saying is like, yeah, there's different levels to it. And how does Sorare set that up to be reflected in how it can be altered? Because I don't want people being rewarded for just starting someone that was like a 20% chance to play and getting away with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a very tricky thing to do, and I think it's not worth that hassle. It's bloody hard, and also like, how are they gonna? If I set someone as a sub for a team, but all my players end up playing, and then my sub ends up getting freaking like 85, I'm going to be annoyed about that because he's not going to count.
I think what might happen is like people who don't want subs, I think would be less annoyed if something got bought in than people who do want subs get nothing, because they're obviously really, really angry and frustrated, where people who don't want subs, I think, would be less annoyed if something got bought in. So I think eventually we will see something. But it's interesting when he did the poll. I think no subs won, didn't it? Obviously, because people are if you're unhappy, you tend to make more noise than if you're just status quo. You don't tend to just go on and be like, oh yeah, I'm content at the moment. If you're unhappy, you tend to, you want everyone to be happy and you want everyone. So I think eventually something might come in, but it's really the balance is what you do, isn't it? One thing I don't want is rolling locks throughout the weekend.
100%.
That would just kill it for me. And I think for a lot of people, I don't want to be going on my phone at every team sheet throughout the
They've got arenas for rolling locks, really. And actually, I thought arena was a pretty good solution to DNPs. I know, obviously, it makes it's not the same prize pool as, if you're in All-Star, Div 1, and you've got a DNP, and then you're going to enter into arena to maybe win 500 essence. It's not that incredible. But, that was a sort of semi-solution to maybe giving you 20% value back on a team that's been ruined by a DNP. Do you know what I mean? And I thought that was fine. It allows people to make use of those extra players they had that have sort of fixtures. I thought that was a fine solution. Personally,
it's a good concept for DNPs when they end during a game week or setting it midway through a game week. It's the problem is that the prize pool's not exciting, isn't it? People want to win cash and cards. So yeah, it's a tough one. And like you say, I don't want people just taking a random flyer on a superstar like Messi coming back and playing, and then when he doesn't, they just get a free swap out. I don't want rolling locks because a lot of people, I think, don't want to continuously be on their phone checking team sheets and changing lineups all fucking week. That would just be too much for me from a personal level. But so I had to think, you've got to provide a solution if you're going to something. So I came up with an idea, like a small go-between. This is mine. For each tournament, so Bundesliga or All-Star or Champion or Premier League, whether you enter one team or four teams, you get to name one replacement / sub per tournament. So except Premier League, one team or four teams, you get to name one sub. And it goes into, I don't know, whether you'd say the first team that DNPs of the game week, or you can pick at the end of the game week where it goes or whatever. But you're still tactical because you've got to pick the right position that you can fit into. So you might play a risky goalie and then go, I've got two risky goalie players, so I'm going to put another goalie in as a backup. Wales can only fill in one team. So if all four of your teams bust, you still only fix one team. Does give everyone a little chance at fixing a hot streak, but not fixing all four of your hot streak teams. So maybe Sorare's payout doesn't go up too much. Yeah. It's only a slight solution, so it gives you one chance at a fix instead of, like guaranteeing fixing all of your teams if they go wrong. So that was my thought.
I like the thought. I think it's a good idea. For me, I'm just thinking of how would they set that though? Like, it must be so. I don't know anything about computer coding or coding of how a fantasy game would work. But to me, with multiple start times of games and game weeks and bloody all this all over the place, and there's players over here that you might have there, blah 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 blah. That seems quite difficult to set. To me, I don't know. Maybe it's easy.
Just simple men.
Just simple innocent men. Yeah, and also I think people have been so reactive. Like a random DNP is just that one team for like one game week until fucking the next day when they start another game week. Like, you don't get a random DNP that's just like randomly then out for 6 months, do you? Like, do you know what I mean? It's just deal with it.
I do agree with the point though. Since hot streaks have come in, that a DNP can hurt more because you're not only trying to beat other people now, you're going against the game. So when a DNP, like when I said when a DNP costs you a position in a leaderboard against other people, that means other players then go up and win stuff anyway. Circle of life, someone's winning, someone's losing. When it's hot streaks, it's you against the game. And, again, we said there's some dodgy DNPs, but when it's a completely random one and you're going for like streak 4 and you just get obliterated with a random DNP, and that's back to the start. That I can see how that hurts more than
often random DNPs are XYZ's player's wife's had a baby, and they never announce that that's happening because they don't like to say it's not their news to say. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that's a pain in the ass. That's happened to me a few times, but like, I don't know. I just think it's not a new thing. DNP has existed in fantasy football and sports. It's just coming to a head the last few months, isn't it? It seems, or last month. I think just deal with it. Like, it's fine. You missed out on your hot streak. I'm sorry. I know the prizes were great, but one of your players didn't play, so unlucky.
I want everyone to be happy, so I wouldn't mind coming up with a solution that sort of fits, does a little bit, or a certain competition, or all-star, or something in the middle. But
you just want world peace, man. I don't know if you've seen the world right now, but it's quite difficult for everyone to be happy, it seems. Yeah, but I know what you mean. I want this. It'd be nice to have a solution. I think another thing to think about in terms of my little mini solution is just have like maybe one special competition every couple of weeks or month that's just some sort of subs-based special that's you can just enter 10 cards and it takes you best 7 or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. Or like you know, it gives you that option of setting a squad almost and gives you that feel that you're getting the subs thing. But
bring back the wheel and put a streak saver freeze prize on the wheel, and you can spin in like playing Duolingo and get your streak saver. And if you get a DNP, you can use this mythical streak saver.
I like that. I mean, just in general, hashtag bring back the wheel. We should start this. This needs to be started. I freaking love the wheel.
Yeah. All right. I think that's enough about DNPs and subs. It's really divisive. I want everyone to be happy, but personally, it just doesn't bother me as much. Maybe it used to bother me more. Maybe I'm just getting long in the tooth with Sorare. But
I guess we've got quite large galleries, haven't we? So maybe if we just get one DNP, it doesn't really matter. But I can see how it'd be very annoying for someone who's just got one team. But if they've only spent like £4 on that team, I'm not particularly bothered. But for someone but do you know what I mean? Though, if someone spent loads on 5 really expensive rares and one of them DNPs, I get that that's more annoying than someone who spent £3.50 on some cards.
Well, let's see where it goes with it. I think they'll eventually bring in something. But
I do as well. It's getting talked about way too much by Nicholas and the wider people that it's not going to. Something's going to happen.
Yeah, and it might benefit in the end. I'd be interested to see what they come up with, and I might actually like it as long as it's not rolling knocks. Yeah. Okay, let's move on. We were never here when the new designs came out, did we? We opened some condom packets and things like that.
Right.
Designs. So I just wanted to get your view on the new designs and where would you rank them? What would you rate them as compared to previous designs?
So we're talking the basic new design, yeah?
So basic to start, yeah.
The sort of gold looks like the sort of pool blinds you get in offices.
Yeah.
We make them go either way, sort of style. I don't mind them. I like them. I think they look good. They look sort of modern. They look AI or something like that, don't they? Especially with the little SIM card, you drop them in and they reveal themselves. But I think they look cool. I do kind of prefer the classic looking cards personally, but that's just probably because you always want something from 4 or 5 years ago, don't you? These will probably look really cool in like 4 or 5 years time when we're on to something else. But I think they look cool enough to be considered cool right now.
Okay. I like the players are bigger and take up more of the card. I like the whole background being like special and jazzy on the animated cards.
Yeah. So if we're talking animated cards, yeah, I think the animations look cool. Definitely.
Yeah. The fire one looks mad, pixelated and exciting. Yeah. This very similar to the animated ones before, aren't they? I don't think they've taken much of a step up. I like the cards. I think they're nice, just very steady. Like, I know we did a tier ranking of card designs. We might go back to that because it's been about 12 new designs since we last did it.
Mm.
I would say this wouldn't be on the top tier.
I'd agree with you. I think I like the shape. I like the little cut off corner like a SIM card. I think it looks cool, but I wouldn't say they're near that sort of celebration cards. The comic book MLS cards are extremely cool, aren't they? So I don't think they're quite on that level, but they're certainly not down the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, I like last year's as well. Yeah, I think they're very nice. They look cool. I like the length of the player being across the whole card and the background designs being across the whole card. But yeah, I wouldn't put them on top tier, but they're very, very solid. They'd be on like a B or a C rank for me. All right, good. I think we kind of agreed on that as well. This is going unusually pleasant between us. One. So we've done card designs. We've talked about DNPs and subs. Let's have a little break and go to one of our regular sections. Let's test your little brain and your memory banks with...
It's time for the Who Am I quiz. Can DawNADO finally get one right?
I think you need to change that because it says, can DawNADO finally get one right? And I've got them right like 3 times in a row. So just before you start your little intro there, you need to change that.
Hey, listen here, mister. If you want to do any graphics or any videos for the show, be my guest. You can put whatever you want in there.
Also, mate, you don't want me doing the graphics. I can't even do a freaking tweet. You wouldn't want me to. You wouldn't want me to do it.
Exactly. Then the videos are still going to slag you off. So I'll deal with it.
All right.
This is, of course, the Who Am I quiz. Can you guess the player from the provided clues? The only thing you know in advance is that they have a Sorare card. Is it a legend card? Is it a manager card? Is it a red X? Who knows? That's the fun of the game. There we go.
It's going to be hard this week. I'm telling you right now, you've gone a real hard. I can feel it in my bones.
It's almost not a challenge for you at the moment as you absolutely destroy the competition. This will be 4 in a row if you make it. Just slot another one in. That's what she said. Connect 4. As always, the loser of this contest between me and you has to add the given player to their giveaway pile. Mertens, JWP, and Forsberg in my pile at the moment, but maybe I get one back here. I personally think you're going to get it. I personally think I've gone too easy. Too easy. Yeah, I just can't see you not getting it. If you get near the end, I think you'll get it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 clues is a bit nice for me as well. But let's jump in. Clue 1, I'm a quick, creative, agile, and technically gifted central midfield playmaker. Clue 2, my career started in my hometown where I won Serie B. Clue 3, I'm a massive fan of Juventus and Del Piero, but turned down the old lady to move to League 1. Clue 4, I spent 11 years in France, ranking 3rd for all-time appearances for the club. Clue 5, on Sorare, I have a Champion Edition card, a 50th anniversary card, and a Sunrise Edition card.
Is it
Is he in the K League?
No. I'm allowed to Google what his name is. I can't really remember it. Can I describe him to you?
Yeah, go on then.
Is it the young Italian Verratti?
Is it Verratti?
Yeah.
What's his first name?
Marco Verratti.
Yeah, that is the right one.
Yes! Go on, son! He's not... I was thinking that from about 3 clues ago. I'm not even joking. I was just trying to remember his fucking name. I've actually got that right. You wound me up.
No, that's correct.
Oh!
Quick, agile, creative, technically gifted central midfield playmaker. Started in Serie B.
As soon as you said he went
to Serie B, sorry.
As soon as you said he went to France from Italy and had played in Italian youth in Serie B, I thought of Verratti. I just couldn't freaking remember his name. And then I immediately thought, it's going to be Verratti because he's moved to Saudi, so his card's going to be cheap for Ricky to give away.
Career started, in Serie B. Juventus, Del Piero fan, turned down old lady to move to League 1. 11 years at PSG. third in all-time appearances for the club. Champion Edition, 50th anniversary. Sunrise Edition for PSG. So then I was going to say, clue 6 was I was part of the winning side at Euro 2020, which would have given you the Italian Euro winning team to pick from. And then I don't know why I put this in at the end, because this definitely would have given it away. But in 2023, I signed a 3-year deal with Al Arabi for a transfer fee of 45 million. Would have been clue 7. But you got it in 5, so I'll give you that. You didn't even have to get to the end. So that is, I didn't think that was too easy, but I didn't think it was too hard. No,
it was. I think the clue, the really good one you gave was the move from Italy to France, and it was a central midfield. I couldn't immediately. I just thought of that one. I couldn't think of anyone else, to be honest. There's probably loads, but that was the one that went through my head. I always remember that funny Martin Keown clip of him commentating on Right. Do you remember that? He says, there he is, Verratti, ratting around the pitch like a little rat or something. I don't know, he says so. It's probably the last bit of punditry ever did. He's so bad. But yeah, happy with that. Another victory for DawNADO.
Another victory, yeah. All right, Verratti's in my pile. I did have a clue in there about his famous model wife, and I was like, you will have absolutely no idea. Celebrity culture.
Unless it's on Bebo, I've got no clue.
Another win. Congratulations, Connect 4. 4 players in my giveaway pile now. You're going to have to start losing something. I'll probably give them away now. I've got a nice little template for a giveaway set up with 4 spaces for cards, so that's about right to do giveaway. Let's move on. Let's do Big Nic's tweets and replies. I've got written down on my screen, so I will pull up Big Nic's Twitter profile for the second time today. Sorare is growing very strongly, up 45% revenue compared to August 24. September 25 will be in the same zone. You're not ready for what we're going to cook in October. What's one thing you'd like to see? And then he actually replied to people, which we'll look at. So, live football on site is not going to happen. I think, having highlights or streams or things like that would be incredible, but I think that's quite a way off. Co-op challenges, very promising.
Lots of money, surely.
Yeah.
Like football.
Co-op challenges are very promising. We'll do more. So we've had the co-op challenges where bring a friend back and win a decent amount of money for basically just bringing them back and making them buy a team and play.
Yeah.
I didn't get involved in that because I don't have any friends to bring back. But I do like the idea of co-op things. Do you know what I mean? Like team competitions, like me and you, Sarah Thursday Club, jointly enter the October monthly with a partner.
I think it's a good idea. I mean, we had it sort of almost with the squads thing, didn't we, for a bit? And I thought that was really good fun. And it sort of brought people together a little bit because, you'd have to find some, you'd have to move out a little bit into the Twitter sphere or X sphere and try and find some people that want to get involved. So, yeah, I think that it's not quite what he's talking about there, but yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah, I mean, I just think cool. Content creators as well, do a competition to be the content creator's partner.
Yeah.
Like go be Laird's partner in the competition for the week. I think it'd be cool to do something. It'd be engaging. I think we found when we did like those rivals things where you just joined like random leagues of people and then tried to beat other people. Yeah. It gets your engagement right up when you're working with someone. I think that'd be cool. I'd really like to see some more team co-op style stuff. Comps would be great. So that's exciting. And collections and putting trading cards at the center of the experience. Yes, I mean, I love collecting cards. I love making collections. So that's really exciting for me. I want more.
Yeah.
I want it to mean more and I want it to be more valuable. Collect.
Agreed.
Yeah. Give me a reason to fill up my sticker book of cards.
I mean, we don't need reasons. We're doing it anyway. So it'd be good to be rewarded for it, wouldn't it?
By 4 more fucking Colorado Rapids cards now. Bloody Cobb, Rob Holding.
Just what you want. Spending your hard-earned monies that you should be spending on nappies on Rob Holding.
He'll win me absolutely nothing
before
he imminently becomes out of season again.
Yeah.
Sorare token. Doesn't bother me. More daily missions. Micah Pompey said made logging in each day more fun. Nicholas says, yes, you've already mentioned that you liked them, right?
Yeah, I think they're good initiative. I don't think they're necessarily to do loads. I mean, I think what they do currently is 3 or 4 a day is pretty decent. But yeah, certainly on the down weeks where it's like an international break or, midweek, just European competitions, I think they're good for sure.
Yeah, I like the ones that like pick an L15 of under 40. And if they get 60, win 300 essence.
It almost gives you that sort of cap 220 vibe, really. I mean, that's effectively what cap 220 is, really, isn't it? It's pick 5 players and then you might win something. So I think just having that individual one where it's just pick one player here, there, everywhere, win some essence is a pretty good idea.
And almost if it's like that, like the 300 essence for a cheap card, almost would make me go out and buy one if I need Rob Holding in my collection. I haven't got him. Why don't I get him so I can also enter him in this at the same time or whatever? Like that type of vibe. Like something that would interest me enough to think about wanting to get a card or do something for it. So, yeah, I think they can still evolve further and make them more meaningful. They're still quite set and forget for me. I just go on, click down the list, enter, done. But yeah, that's interesting. I don't know what this means, because it's not in my language. Month-long competitions, championships here. News about NBA coming soon. That's exciting for me. I love the NBA. Stability, commit as early as possible to what next season will look like. Handshake. I do like to know early, but that's not a massive thing for me. I just don't like major changes once things have been set in place.
I think the earlier the better, but mate, we're like 3 weeks into the season. They're not going to say about new season now. Let's chill out.
Yeah. Loads of stuff about uniques. Good live scoring app. Mobile and live scoring is a top 3 strategic priority. You'll see improvements in the coming days, weeks.
Oh, I didn't see that. That's important, isn't it?
That is peak. And it says days, weeks, not next season or months. I'm very interested in improvements to the live scoring and game week like experience. So that's really interesting. Mobile and live. Very important.
We've talked about it before, haven't we? I think it actually would benefit them to sort of have it as its own separate app to Sorare, like almost like have Sorare as it's where you set your teams, blah, 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 and then have this kind of special cool app like live. And it sort of is more just dedicated to that daily analysis of how your gallery's getting on, what fixtures are coming. So they don't have to worry about it merging into the whole Sorare app too much. So I think, that's exciting. Didn't see that when I was briefly looking down the questions earlier. Must not have been posted at that point, but yeah, it's very cool.
I mean, it was definitely posted. It's posted a whole day ago. Whatever happened to moments seemed like fun. Just a cheap face. Basically, he's ruled out moments. They're not coming.
Okay.
That was a flash in the pan idea, but Serie A would love to work on it. It makes it seem like Serie A is not imminent. There's nothing agreed.
They've always had issues with Serie A, and I think they're quite strict on image rights and stuff. Because even when they did have Italian leagues, like they had to auction them in bundles, didn't they? There was like loads of different loopholes they had to jump through. They weren't allowed some images of Roma players and Juventus players, but yeah, we'll see. Yeah,
5 streaks back. We may. That sort of sounds like 5-time streaks won't be back. This is someone asking about subs. DNPs are painful. Obviously, we spoke about this a little bit. Lots of people pissed off about DNPs. And Nicholas's reply was stability is key. We'll make experiments and we can improve it, but we want to stay true to our commitments, which to me sounds like no.
Yeah. There's anything with a but in it is.
Yeah.
To me, that sounds like they're going to... I mean, they kind of have experimented already, haven't they, with the rolling locks they did for a couple of game weeks. Haven't done an official thing where there's actual subs yet. So maybe that will come in as a trial for a special weekly or something like we've talked about earlier.
I'd be happy for them to try out a special or a comp with subs so we can all see what it's like. Fine by me. Let me try it.
Can't wait for it to not work. Something will go wrong. Yeah. The coding won't work or something. But yeah,
I'm happy for them to try it. It sounds like a good idea. Try it.
Yep.
And then we'd all be able to, have more informed opinion about it. But stability is key. But we want to sort of sounds like not imminent.
Yeah.
Not really interested. Free daily spin. We love a good spin. That's what she said.
Oh, we do love a good spin. Get the spinner back.
Yeah, and he sort of stopped replying after that. So that's the main thing to take away from it, where he sort of essentially kills a few ideas and sort of tells us that some stuff's not coming anytime soon. But it's interesting he did something like that. I like. He's been a bit more involved, isn't he, since
he does
resurgence. Yeah, so it's good. I think you should do more like Q&As and just give away be a bit more open with some information like that. So that was Nicholas's tweet Q&A where we learned a few things from. We'll now go on to our new feature while we're here. Obviously, I've got a video for it.
Of course.
Here we go.
Two warriors collide and put their reputations on the line in Super Tips of the Week. I'm so excited to see who wins.
I'm also fucking excited to see who wins because I lose every other comp. We need a reason for you to give someone away. So I've come up with a new segment to try and make you lose. This is a tipping contest, essentially, where the loser at the end of every 3 shows has to add a card to his giveaway pile, and it must be someone that they've picked during that run. You can't pick the same player twice. To explain more, there's 3 categories you have to put a player into each game week. The banker tip of the week. This is any player to get a decisive 1 point for a correct guess. There is the goalkeeper clean sheet of the week. 2 points for a correct guess. And there is the long shot of the week, which is a player with an L15 or 50 or less to get decisive in that game week. The 3 points for a correct guess. We'll tally our points. And at the end of 3 goes, you have to add one of the cards you've used into the giveaway pile. Makes sense? We imposed a few rules. Can't pick players from the same team each time out. Don't want like someone having the most easy fixture in the world, just picking the front 3 from that team. And what was the other rule?
You have to own one of the cards.
Yeah, we have to own the cards. That's quite a big thing.
It is quite a big thing, but I think we have quite extensive galleries after being on it for almost 6 years each, don't we? So I think that covers. We own quite a lot of the cards now, so I think that should be fine.
Quite an extensive gallery of shite cards, though, is yeah. So once I've burnt away like Messi and Harry Kane, we're not left with a lot else. So yeah, do you understand?
And we agreed no double game weeks, which was kind of relevant this week, right? Because there's a few J League double games this week and a few studs, but hopefully that won't come up too often.
Yeah, I meant to buy some in-season Challenger and Super Res today, and instead I just bought loads of old classic double game week J League players instead. But up the J League.
I love it, mate.
Console forever, J League 2. All right, do you understand the game? Do you understand that it's time you lost? Okay, so let's start with your banker tip of the week. Any player in your gallery you think is going to get decisive this week, and he cannot be picked again ever after you pick him this time.
Wow. Okay. Well, I've gone for someone that we've talked about on this show. He's a classic legend of my gallery, of Sorare in general.
Fukimore.
Not Fukimore. He does not play football anymore. I have gone for Dennis Bouanga. Dennis Bouanga, LAFC legend. Banging them in at the moment, doing really well. I've gone for him because they've obviously got a really good fixture. They've got Salt Lake, who they've just smashed 4-1 away. So I think the game yesterday was a rearranged game, wasn't it? So they've like from when it was called off for weather delays. So they've ended up playing them 2 times in a row. But yeah, LAFC looking really good at the moment. He got a goal and assist yesterday, hat trick the weekend before. Son is flying. Him and Bouanga seem to be doing really well together. I watched a couple of highlights of the goals yesterday, and Bouanga and Son are doing like this new celebration. They've clearly been like working on in the training ground and stuff. So they're having some good vibes there at the moment. Yeah, and obviously he's been flying at the moment. So definitely Dennis Bouanga for me to bang at least one decisive, maybe 2 or 3.
Ooh, I just noticed when you hover over this blue banner around your name, it now tells you what it's for. Top 1,000 in September Championship.
Oh,
I was confused when it first appeared. It didn't explain why you had this coloured banner around your name, did they?
Okay, interesting.
And now, obviously, it says when you hover over it. So top 1,000 in the September Championship.
That implies. Oh, look, there's rewards. Oh no, that's current game week. That implies maybe they're going to give something out for the top 1,000, or maybe it's just going to be that crappy banner.
You just get a different banner. Maybe get a gold one if you come top 50 or something. You know, they should always do more with cosmetics. It's free and easy.
Yeah,
why not? Okay, so you went for Dennis Bawanga, and up against him for my banker of the week, I am going to go for another goat of Sorare, Carlos Gill.
Carlos Gill.
The Gill man. Hasn't been banging too many decisives, but they've got Philadelphia Union, a good team. They just got spanked 7-0, if I'm correctly.
He fucking did. I had Wagner in such a good team this week. I think hoping he'd do well. 7-0.
7-0. So follow the goals. And Campagna, who I have in Super Rare, has been out with an injury. So they don't have any forwards. So I think Carlos Gill played up front in their last game.
Okay.
And he's fucking good. So fucking good player, plays up front against a team that just shipped 7. And he's a legend of Sorare. That's my logic. Carlos Gill.
Two MLS legends straight off the bat. I like it.
Yes. And while I'm here, I'll go for the next category. So that's our 1 point. Goalkeeper clean sheet of the game week, which will be 2 points. And I have gone for another legend of the game.
For fuck's sake.
Andre Onana. Onana, what's my name?
Hang on a minute. Before you start, can we have negative points for errors led to goal, for negative decisives?
No.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't matter anyway. He's not going to get one. He's gone over to Turkey and become prime fucking Peter Schmeichel. Class in his first game. I'd already said that he would be the best in-season goalkeeper on Sorare, and he's managed to move away from Man United, which gives me more of a chance of it being true. 90% on start, only a C power grade, but what do they know when you've got the big man in nets? Trabzonspor, home to this football team. And, yep, I'm backing him. I'm backing him to follow up his good debut with a clean sheet.
Wow, I like it. So just to clarify, should we do before we've started this competition? Should we do positive goalkeeping decisive? So like it could be a penalty. Like he might not keep a clean sheet, but he might get a penalty save.
Okay. Yeah.
Because then if you can see it's after 5 minutes and it's like game over, at least you can cheer for something for the rest of the game.
Okay, that's very nice of you. Very kind. Your goalkeeper, please.
I've gone for Battaglia, Batalla. Plays for Rayo Vallecano. He's, I didn't have a lot. I actually was looking through my goalkeepers who had good fixtures. I actually didn't have a lot of good fixtures this week.
Looks like he could be Ruud van Nistelrooy's brother.
He fucking does, doesn't he? He really does. He doesn't look so much like in his classic card I've got, but in that photo right there, he really does. He definitely owns a comb as well. That incredible parting down the middle there. But yeah, they've got a good fixture. They've got remind me who they've got. Celta Vigo, I think. Celta Vigo. I was looking at their fixtures. I think they've drawn 5 games or 6 games in a row, and only scored 1 goal tops in like each of those games. So they're not a free flowing, high scoring team. Yeah, he's a good goalkeeper. He's quite peaky, as you can see from his scores there. And yeah, I'm just backing them. I'm backing them at home. They've had a decent start to the season, so I'm going to go for him.
I think Sorare are going to score. I'm glad you've gone with a rubbish pick against my comedy pick, so that makes me feel better. Thanks, Johnny. Finally, your long shot, L15 of 50 or lower to get a positive decisive for 3 points.
Okay, so I went for Orsolini from Bologna. Very good player. Bologna have a good fixture. I was looking through the predictions. Basically, everyone across the board at Bologna is 70% to start this week. So they've got a really big Europa League game. in midweek next week, or Champions League game next week.
Yeah.
But I think I think he'll start. He's a key man for them. Like I said, they got a good fixture at home. I can't remember. Remind me who it was.
They are playing Genoa.
Yeah, that's right. Genoa, I don't think have been doing particularly well. I think they scored a last-minute equaliser last week in their previous game. So then, they're not flying particularly. Orsolini is a key man for them. He was I think averaging 50. So he was bang on the thing. So I thought I'd go with the top end of the limit, stick with him.
Okay, Orsolini. So I am going back to the MLS with
Thomas Muller.
Yeah. Well, I try and type Thomas Muller. Thomas Muller from my buy and stack classic days over at the Whitecaps, going on the aforementioned Philadelphia Union logic I showed in my banker pick. He got 4 decisives in the last game week, 90% on, nailed to play against Sporting Kansas City away. I prefer the Whitecaps at home than I would away. But he came on in his first appearance over there, started the second game, got a decisive. Then in his second full start, got 4 decisives. Yeah.
Good pick.
49. Yeah, he's not going to be in this category to be picked for much longer. So I'm taking him this week. I'm getting him off the books this week. So
I'm gutted I sold his card at the end of last season. I think I won it as like a tier 4 or tier 3, and I was like, I was worth 50p at the time, or not 50p. So I sold him for dirt cheap.
Thomas Muller. So there we go. That is super tips of the week. Little competition between me and you to give some cards away, and also some little insight into some players that we think is going to do well this weekend. So a bit of everything. It's like
it's a good little idea, mate. Very good idea.
Thanks, mate. And then we will follow that up. One more segment, which is one of my worst ideas I ever brought to the podcast, which is the Everton performance review. Suck on those toffees. Get yourself down the hill, Dickie. Today on the Everton performance review, I got a couple of questions to ask you. Is there anything you want to talk about Everton to start with before I lead you down a cavern?
Still positive. Obviously, got a big test this week away in the Anfield derby, in the Merseyside derby. So it's going to be tough. And I don't usually go into those type of games with much confidence, but I am reasonably confident at the moment that we might get something out of it. So we will see. Obviously, Liverpool love to score last-minute winners all across the board at the moment. So it's going to be a tough game. But yeah, I can talk about the previous game, or you can ask me a questions and we can lead on to it. Whatever you want to do, mate.
No, we've already talked about the new stadium, didn't we? We did that on the last.
We talked about that. Yeah.
Okay, I got some questions for you then. Everton, the ceiling and the floor for where you can finish this season.
I don't think we'll finish lower than we did last year, which was, I think, we're 13th last year, and I do think we'll be around the sort of 8th to 12th mark would be where I think we are at the moment. Obviously, we've had a very good start to the season. I don't think we're going to be in any trouble. Touch wood. We've got enough really good creative attacking players. We've always had a solid defence, even when we're shit. And nothing's really changed there at the back. Obviously, we've got a few injuries at the moment, but we're still doing all right. I think we're still suffering from having, a main striker in Beto. I love Beto, and he'll score you probably 10 goals in the season, but he is chaos. And if he doesn't score, it doesn't really get too involved. And then we've got, obviously, Tierney Barry, who I think is a really good young player that's got a lot of potential, but he isn't quite ready right now to be performing at a high level. So we are a little bit weak at top, probably. Maybe we'll flirt about with a few loan signings in January, depending on how the season's going, I guess, if we're sort of on the cusp of maybe getting top 8. And don't forget, top 9 last year qualified for Europe. So I'd love to see us back in Europe like we were regularly. But it's a big ask. I'm not deluded, completely deluded anyway. We've had a real tough few years, and it might be a bit too much to ask. But with Moyes' second half of last season and the start we've had to this season, like we're a top 8 team in terms of those fixtures that Moyes has been in charge of us. So like if we can just do it over a whole season, then we should be all right. But yeah, I can't remember your original question. I've just gone off the
I was just about to say, do you think if I just left, you'd just still be here?
I can talk about Everton until the day I die. Honestly, I will talk about them the day I die.
Nice, I'll give you that. Could you play any player on Sorare from an Everton perspective against Liverpool this weekend? Would you be using any of your Everton cards, do you think, with your neutral head on?
Okay, I was going to say, well, I will be starting about 7 Everton.
I knew you, but a normal person with an Everton collection of cards.
I could feasibly see starting someone like, Pickford. Pickford's going to be busy, let's be honest. And now they've got rid of I like to think we're not going to see 3 goals, but there's always, with a keeper that's got a difficult fixture, you're always thinking like it's going to be busy, but if they concede 3 goals, it's very tough for them to get a good score. But now they've got rid of that negative decisive, it does make quite a big difference. So I can definitely see him getting 50 plus, and there's a chance we keep a clean sheet. There's 0-0 is I think the most common Merseyside derby result in like the last 20 years. Like there's a lot of 0-0s across the board, maybe not so much at Anfield, but yeah, I could see him. Obviously I think there'll be a lot of defensive actions across the board, but it's difficult to not start Grealish's and everyone because they're doing so well at the moment. So yeah, but about as tough as you can get on paper, isn't it? As awful it is for me to say that as an Everton fan about Liverpool, but it's a tough one. But I will be plaguing those 7 teams. So if they do, I'll be the only one getting rewarded for it because no other fucker's doing it. I'll tell you that now.
Yeah, maybe the Pickford and defender stack, and go for the rear guard entry. That's what she said. All right, quick fire then as well. Let's give your early predictions based on only having a handful of games for the Everton end of season awards. So, player of the year.
God, that's tough because Grealish, like it's difficult to look past Grealish, but Ndiaye as well is just Ndiaye is so good, and I think I don't think it's just because I'm an Everton fan and I love him. Like I think he's getting a lot of attention right now across the board. Like Inter Milan came for him in the summer, trying to poach him off us. A lot of other Premier League players and supporters and teams are talking about him. Like he's quality. He just creates stuff out of nothing. Okay. And then Pickford's won player of the season like 3 of the last 4 years, so it's difficult to look past him as well. So we've got a lot of options, but I will go for Ndiaye.
Ndiaye, okay. Under 23 of the year? Or young player of the year, I guess the club calls it.
Yeah, I think I'd probably go James Garner because people don't realise he's still under 23. Like I think he's still under 23 anyway. He might have just actually gone to 24, so maybe he's not. But if he is, Garner, because he's had a really good start to the season, he's been doing really well for us, been playing a variety of positions. Someone I do really like the look of, who I would say is about every Everton player, but that Merlin Roll, who's come in, he's on loan with an obligation to buy, so we pretty much own him. Basically, we're just doing the loan thing for PSR reasons, I'd imagine. He came he came off the bench in our game against Villa, looked a class above Irabunum. It was quality on the ball. He's 21, I think, or 20. So I think he's going to play a big part this season because we're quite light in midfield. So I'm going to go for Merlin Roll. It's a bit of a rogue pick.
Merlin Roll and most improved player.
Most improved. Always a difficult one, most improved in this because you're kind of implying that you were shit. I mean, Michael Keane is starting the season very well, but I'm going to go for Garner as well because I think Garner actually isn't under 23 anymore. So I'm going to go for James Garner. Very good start to the season.
Ndiaye, Roll, Garner. Yeah, there you go. All right, good stuff. Good Everton chat. Nice. That was suck on these.
We should have smashed Villa on the weekend if we're talking about that. We had 21 shots. I think we only had 3 on target, which that was our main issue. But they were relying on Martinez making some worldy saves. They had no shots or chances really on us. I know Villa haven't started that well this season, but coming out of games like that, being very disappointed to draw is very nice after the last few years we've had. So yeah, things looking good.
Okay, should have smashed Villa as well. That then was the Suck on Those Toffees Everton performance review featuring DawNADO, top toffee himself, soon to be #1 Everton collector in the world once again. Right on the edge. All right, that's everything. I've got nothing else. I've got no more segments. Got no more notes. We are done. A fairly reasonable time for us tonight as well.
Yeah,
I don't think we had any fuck-ups in there as well, so I don't even think I need to go back and cut anything out. We obviously got copyrighted by the WWE for our last video as well, for using Chris Jericho and the list. So I'm not even going to bother adding any little videos in, so this one doesn't get taken down.
I think we should just do it again. Yeah. Do it again.
So all that's left is to say thanks for joining. Unlike Ruben Amorim, you guys never let us down. Please like and subscribe and all that vibe on your way out to help us keep the bills on at STC. It'd be much appreciated. We will be back with you soon for more shenanigans. In fact, I've already taped some more shenanigans. I just need to get them put on the internet. But that is it. Enjoy your game weeks. Good luck. Go smash those fucking hot streaks. Fucking bring in some essence and some fucking cards. Good. We will be back with you shortly. But for now, from me, it's a Viva La Thursday Club. And from him, it's a
up there, Toffees. Smash those cop-out bastards. Come on. Come on.
End with a Liverpool dig.